If you were to close your eyes for a moment and imagine you are standing at the water's edge of a great, vast ocean. The sun is beaming down on your face. The sky, clear and blue with white puffy clouds appearing, then disappearing on the horizon. So close and yet so far away. Everything shines and glimmers, gold and silver flash. And as you exhale, you begin to shrink. With each inhale and exhale, you become smaller and smaller until you are no bigger than a grain of sand. Looking now, you see a great wave rising up before you, taller than any mountain, any building you've ever set your gaze upon before. And as it rises and builds, you begin to feel a tug, a pull. You try to struggle and resist, but it's too late. You have been pulled in and down and under. You are now a part of the wave. And as it churns and swirls deep below the surface, you too have no choice but to churn and swirl and rock with its powerful motion. You collide with others. You are beaten and bashed only to be thrown high up upon its peak, where you float, until once again you are tugged down, down, down. Over thousands of years you repeat this process, until finally you are no more than a speck upon the wave. You have learned to float and flow and churn and twist. You are content now on this wave. Sometimes you rest once more on the shore after many years of flowing and floating, until once more you are pulled into the motion. Eventually, you become the wave. You become the water until one day you rise so high towards the light, the sun, that you become the wind, then the water once again, then wave once more. The age of Pisces was such a wave. Thousands of years in one spectrum of existence, sailing one archetypal energy stream until we knew it like the backs of our hand. So comfortable. But this wave has now crashed upon the ocean's shore, its energy coming to a close. We are the grains of sand being pulled now into a new wave, a new water, a new stream of consciousness which moves us from the sea to the air, the body to the mind, the emotional to the mental. And even still, as the air of Aquarius, we are too the emotional water of Pisces. As we begin to rain and pour our energy down upon this new wave, we take with us the refinement and the distortions which we could not harmonize in the third density. We are ready and yet we are new. We are balanced and we are not. We are sifting and sorting through all the emotional experience and translating it to the mind through the filter of the heart in order to glean a new perspective, in order to find coherence with this new wave. This process does not happen overnight. Through the lens of our human experience, through the journey of linear time, we desire an immediate transition, a break in the clouds. We have been dreaming a dream for 24,000 years, believing that it is real, only to wake within it and to the realization that not only was it an illusion, but that we had given away the dreaming to others. Actors filling roles, drug around, swept about, churned out, and relegated to the dreaming of dogma, religion, and scaffolding, which would only lead us to a deeper dream, a further distortion of the light. But now in our lucidity, our waking, we must learn how to operate, how to navigate, how to thrive in this new field, upon this new wave. We cling to the life rafts of our old times, rituals and traditions, afraid that if we let go, we will be lost at sea. We find new tools and pick them up, then put them down for better tools, different tools, yes. But we still carry with us the preconceived notions and beliefs in a land that no longer exists, trying to ride a wave that is no longer there. We are still carrying the scarlet letter, the bandages and badges of martyrdom, sinner and saint. We paint monsters of shadow and fight paper dragons in the dark. We hold fast to our religious templating that states, this belief is bad, this practice is wrong, this diet is out, this meditation is in. We vilify the tools and demonize their use. We are no better than the bishops and priests and kings and queens of this closing time, telling the congregation, the peasants, they will be damned if they do not follow our path, our way, unwilling to let go of the ideologies and beliefs that served us in that old and well-known terrain, that planet of third density. But what do you take with you to a new planet, a new atmosphere? What do you pack and what do you let go? How do you know what you'll need? Is the weather hot or cold, dangerous or safe? If you are now creating the dream, what could you possibly need that you cannot design yourself? For in order to step through this threshold, we must be willing to lay down the fight. How can we expect peace around us if there is still a war going on within? We must first lay down the idea that light and dark exist anywhere but inside of ourselves, and it will always be in a density of duality, in a density of mirroring, in a density of the looking glass. Without the dark destruction and annihilation, we would never birth from its ashes the phoenix, rising into the ether, taking with it only the essence, the essentials for its new dawning, its next flight. Yes, this atmosphere is fueled by light and dark, density and duality, and its only hope is love. For in love we find temperance. In love we find balance. In love we find wisdom, not knowledge. For knowledge is the new weapon in a density of mind. Its use, misuse, its hoarding, secrecy, its incoherence, scattering the many into feedback loops of mental dis-ease. If you are listening to this message, it is easy to observe the ways in which knowledge is being used as a tool in this new game, to co-op and fragment and cast a spell upon its host. The infighting and us and theming that those in spiritual communities rail against in the matrix world, in the material world, in the political world, are the very same constructs used to tell others, this belief is bad, this practice is wrong, this is not the answer. You don't know how to meditate, do it like this, your diet is off, your karma did this. You are not accessing your subconscious correctly. Shadow work is the answer, shadow work is wrong. You should be scripting, no, journaling is better. The feeling is the secret. Feel more, feel better. You created it all. Replace negative thoughts. No, feel the thoughts and let them go. It's a hologram. It's a slave planet. It's a dome. It's flat. Channeling is demonic. Protect yourself. No, if you believe in a need for protection, then you are creating a need for protection. We must fight the dark. We are enslaved. No, we must accept the dark. We are free. It is no different than the talking heads in an endless row over left and right, red and blue, good and bad. The only difference is the topic of conversation. We have all been pushed out to sea, and until we decide to let go of the scraps of board floating about and trust in our ability to swim, we are simply going to continue to get caught up in knowledge, never gleaning wisdom. wisdom comes from experience, through living and breathing and trying something and failing and trying again and succeeding, and then refining that success and then failing again and again and again. It comes from trying on beliefs, then outgrowing them, then adopting new ones and letting those go too. And we are all at different spaces and places along that path. And that's okay. But if we aren't willing to take full responsibility over our own heart, our own mind, our own feelings, we are destined to give away our beautiful, brilliant light to whomever is waving their hands the fastest, jumping the highest, and shouting the loudest. If we are unable to stop pointing our fingers at others for the things they did or didn't do, for the things they believe or not, then we too have become the very thing we pretend to have transcended. Experts in a dying field, kings and queens of a fading light. And transcendence is possible if we choose. If we could begin to understand that everything in this galaxy is alive with consciousness, alive with beingness, alive with expansion, everything. And this planet you stand upon is a living, breathing being. We are but small cells of her body. So small in comparison. Every planet, every comet, everything from the micro to the macro to the omni is alive and on the journey of expansion. And we are intrinsically linked to it all. In this great tapestry, it is us who relies on them and they on us. It takes all of us. It takes every single one of us to become a searchlight, striving to find the spark in everyone, in everything, everywhere we look. Yes, there are wonderful new templates of energy we have gained access to. Yes, there is a new density rising, and with it, its highest of highs and lowest of lows, and we will continue to be thrown about in them both until we find equilibrium, until we find coherence. And that only comes through the strength of a fearless, open, loving heart. If this message has reached you, listen close, as this is a message in a bottle and it has been sent across the four corners of the earth and sea and sky to you in this moment and this frequency on this day to say, you are the anchor, the beacon. You are the harbor of safety and security for those who have been beaten and battered upon the wave. You possess within you the ability to seek and find balance, to open your heart, which will open the portal of the heart for Gaia. You are the coalition of the Crystaline heart sent forth at this time on a mission to create balance in a world swirling in chaos, in turmoil. You are the eye of the storm, the cool hand on the fevered head. You are the voice of reason, and you listen to the wisdom of the heart for its guidance and grace. Just being is enough. Just being is enough. For if you only knew what you do to quell the dark night of the soul on this planet, you would stand in awe of your light. Your dedication to love and beauty in all things is a sight to behold. You create the balance for all those hanging in it. With every trigger examined, every loving thought created, every act of forgiveness, every beat of your heart, you create the scaffolding which will be inherited for generations to come. You, yes, you are creating the momentum for the wave of Aquarius. Don't discount the small things, for they are the all things. The cups of coffee sipped with a friend, the chat with a stranger at the store, the cookies baked for a neighbor, the little notes to your lover, every happy birthday wished. These are the soil for the seed, the sunlight on the face. These are the items you will pack in your bag and take with you again and again and again, regardless of the planet, regardless of the atmosphere. Do not try to jump off this cliff. Instead, build a bridge for others to follow. The coherence of not only yourself, but every other self begins with you. It begins with us. It is within you. It moves through us. It is us. Today, let's send love out on the wind with a siren call, a message in a bottle. Love is there for us all. I will stay in balance. I will live through grace, whether sailing on the breeze or standing in place. I am the earth. I am the fire. I am the ether, the wind. I am the sea. I am the water. I am without. I am within. I find the doorway in stillness, and in spirit I am forever. Love is the answer. It is our binding tether. Happy new moon. Set down your baggage. Take a load off, and then arise lighter and more buoyant than ever before. It may take time, but we are all finding our balance. I'm sending you all big, 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 big love. Bye.
Just wanted to say I love ya. Scully loves ya. Bye.